Semangat, Cinggudel. Got it. Hi guys, this is Wavy Online Podcast at 27th August 2021. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Vincent Winnie, or just call me Winnie. And today's online podcast, we have our guests, namely Catherine and Helena. I invite you to greet and introduce yourself to audience and listeners.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Abigail, or you can call me Catherine. I'm very grateful today and thank you for having me here.
Hi everyone, my name is Rana Nagia, usually called Tarana. I want to say thank you to our host today, Winnie, because she already invited us to this podcast.
Okay, this day I invite you to share a story or an experience that makes you have a very special impression for that experience. So, Catherine and Helena, do you have an experience or story that you're interested in sharing?
Well, yes, I have an interesting story. So it's about when I go on vacation with my big family to Bali. I remember vacationing there when I was fourth grade, and it was one of my memorable events. So when I went there, we went to my father's family because my father is Balinese and all his family was there. I went to unique and beautiful places there, such as Pandawa Beach and a famous restaurant, namely Bebek Tapisa restaurant. One thing I just found out and really interesting there is that when someone dies, they don't bury the body right away, but they put it in a coffin and pray, and then they burn it to ashes. But before that, because there are many people who are Hindus, they hold a traditional ceremony, usually called ngaben. It was a kind of ritual they do before burning the corpse. I watched it by myself and thought, oh, it turns out like this if someone dies in Bali. For me, it was really fun to have a great holiday there. And it's a really interesting story that I can remember until now. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
And Helena, do you have an experience?
Yes, I have an interesting story or experience. So, in 2018, I participated in a choir competition with my team. It started because when I was third grade, I joined the choir extracurricular until I was in fourth grade. And I quit that extracurricular because I want to try another extra. After that, when I was in seventh grade, I participated in the choir at my school, but my choir teacher selected several students to take part in a choir competition called Pastarani, and I was selected to participate in the choir competition. After that, choir team started singing practice for about 3 to 4 months. After practicing for 3 to 4 months, we went to Ambon City to take part in a competition. And it turns out that we won the choir competition by winning first place. I'm so happy because me and my team can win that competition. And choir team returns to Balikpapan City. But not long after that, we got good news. The good news is we can go to Bogor and perform our full singing when we participated in the previous competition in Ambon in front of the President of Indonesia, Mr. Jokowi. I'm so proud of myself and my choir team because we can win the competition and we can meet Mr. Jokowi. So it was my experience, which I found quite interesting. Thank you for your attention.
Amazing, that was an interesting experience. Now I want to ask, why did you choose the experience? Does it have an impact on you or in the future?
Well, I choose this experience to share with you guys because I think this way I can learn about Balinese culture, especially its customs. And for the impact that I feel is that I can find out what the purpose of this ceremony is and learn more about their culture, as well as I can tell the experience of seeing this traditional ceremony in person.
Yeah, I chose this experience because I think this story is one of the most beautiful experience and very memorable story. And yeah, I think this story will be quite influential for me in the future because this can be an addition or provision so that later maybe when I want to be an artist, or something related to singing, I can show this some talent of mine that might make me successful in the future.
Oh, I see. Last question. What would you like to say to listeners of this online podcast regarding your experience? Or maybe you have a suggestion for us to have an experience like yours?
Yeah, I have a suggestion for you guys. You can also have an interesting experience like me, but it depends on when you go to Bali. If you come when someone dies, you can watch it live with their permission. But if you don't, it means it's not your lucky day and maybe you can watch it another time.
I just want to tell you that we must keep that spirit of living today and go ahead and think about your career in the future so that you can become a successful person and then be a lazy person if you want to be a successful person, but be a very diligent person.
Thank you very much for the very satisfying answer to all listeners. I hope that with this online podcast today, during the pandemic, you can be more entertained. And I thank you again to Catherine and Helena for sharing their experience that might be important for listeners out there. God bless you all. Thank you.